Hi everybody, we're here today to talk a little bit about how to measure a blood glucose in a diabetic dog. Today we're actually going to take a blood glucose on a little dog named Sammy. We don't know if he's diabetic, we're going to find out. But you may have a dog that's diabetic and be asked to take blood glucose at periodic levels. When we go initially to get a blood glucose, we take frequent levels, but once we have them stabilized and on the right amount of insulin, we don't take them as frequently. We may do it once every 2 weeks just to make sure we're okay. Unlike humans, because their diet stays the same all the time, there's no need to measure every day. So here are the tools that we use. You may need a muzzle, you may not. Sammy's a little bit of a grumbler, so we're going to use a muzzle today. And then every diabetic in our system is assigned an AlphaTrack glucometer. So it comes with some really nifty things in it, one of which is the meter, and the other is these AlphaTrack test strips. So you'll take the meter out of the container and put it on the counter, and then these wonderful strips. It's tough to talk through the camera, you know? And they're neat. And they're expensive, so I shouldn't really have spilled them all like that, but you will too, so it's okay. So what I usually do is I take one of them, and I'll put it over here, one or two, and then I put the rest back. These little tubes run us a fortune. Well, not a fortune, but they're currently, here in 2018, they run us $54 a tube. So, and that's wholesale. But if we need to use them, we use them, you know, and if it's an important reading. But if you're just reading every day because you think this is what you would do if you were human, guess again. Dogs much more stable than people. But if you think about it, people think that diet variation is a fun thing, and dogs don't really need it. So when I do this, I take one of these little strips, and it has, you'll see it has a little computer thing on the back of it. And I actually set it right here in the little yellow thing. But I don't push it all the way in. I just do it so it holds. And I do this because once I start working with the dog, it can be tough to get it in there. Oh, the other thing we're going to need is a syringe. Now, I usually use insulin syringes for this, but today I'm going to use a 3cc. But if you've got a diabetic dog, take one of the insulin syringes. These kits come with these things that can jam the dog right in the nail, but they're very painful, so we don't like to do that. And then to turn the meter on, we just push the C or the M button, and you'll watch it'll go through its little diagnostic. So the last dog that we measured had a blood glucose of 322, but we're not going to worry about that. It'll record a new value the next time that you do it. But the reason we turn it on ahead of time is we want to make sure the battery is working properly. So we're all set up and ready to go, and we're going to tell you now the right way to do this. So I'm going to hand the camera off, and hopefully we're going to get a good view of that. So I'm going to open up this syringe. So we pop it and take it out. We don't need that. And I tighten the needle. And I'm not drawing blood with this syringe, by the way. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I just need the end of the needle to get the blood. So I'm going to stand it up over here. Watch, it'll fall down because that's how that works. Then we're going to take this wonderful little guy, Sammy, who's going to be pissed off like you wouldn't believe in me. But that's all right. Welcome to the world. Hey, Sammy, want to wear a party hat? Yeah. And, you know, we do this because one of our favorite rules here at the rescue is if you started the day with 10 fingers, which I did, you should end the day with 10 fingers. So now he's got something else to think about. We're going to bring him onto the, see, I told you that needle would fall down. Now, always when we want to control a dog, we put it up against our body like this. We're never going for a manicure, we're going for control. Now, I've heard lots of things like, oh, you can take it out of their gum. You must be a very brave person. And you can get it out of their ear. And you can get blood out of some ears, but not out of the dachshund breed. They have a very thin ear, and there's really nowhere to go here. So what we like to do here is we like to flip their paw up and I'm going to bring my meter right over here so that I have it nearby. And remember, that stick is not pushed in all the way, but it's ready. And the meter turned off, so I'm going to turn it back on. Let it do its thing. I'm going to take the needle, and I know this is going to sound cruel, but I'm going to come right in here at the edge of the paw, and I'm just going to stick him. Hold on. You can see why having control of the dog, I know, is important. He's not happy, and I didn't get any blood. And sometimes you have to stick once or twice.
All right, Susan.
I know. You got to break. This is a really tough skin.
And it's the pad, too.
Yeah, you're getting right into the pad. Aha, I felt it go in. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, let's try the next pad up so he can really hate me. Oh, he did. He got it. Okay. It's okay.
Sammy.
It's okay. You take this. You take your finger on the end of it, push it in. Now what's going to happen with the meter is, code 30. Oh, there we go. The drop is dripping around. See it? Once you've got that drop, take the edge of either side of that thing and just touch it. You get a beep sound. Thank you, Sport. You did a great job. And his blood sugar is 58, which tells us he does not have high blood glucose. I'm sorry, guy. He just has drippy paw. So a reading like this is good. It's a little low, but it's the afternoon. And if you were to run a blood glucose curve at this time of the day, this number is normal. So it dips down a little bit in the afternoon, and then we watch it come back up with dinner. So we're okay with that. When we see numbers that start to climb into the 200s, we start to get worried. So that 322 we saw before, is it going to do the memory thing for me? No, of course not. That 322 that we saw before is cause for concern. This 58 just says, well, he needs a snack. So we don't panic over this, and we're going to give him a treat for having been such a good boy anyway. So that's how we measure blood glucose. And if you have a diabetic dog, keep a log, because that becomes very important. And you want to try and do it before they eat, because the minute you put food in their system, their bodies start to scavenge the glucose out of it, and then you can't get consistent readings. You're measuring what you've fed them. So that ends our demo on how to get a blood stick and a blood read for blood glucose. And if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to us here in the medical group. We're always happy to go through this with you and have you come in and train to do it again. But please don't skip it, because if you end up not taking the blood glucose and it's too high over a prolonged period of time, it's $6,000 at North Star. We don't need to put a dog in the ICU for lack of being able to do a stick. And also remember one of my favorite sayings here at DRBC, Dr. Facebook, Dr. Google, and Dr. Internet are not your friends. So we are here for a reason. We have veterinarians on staff to help you. We have plenty of practices that'll step up and help if you don't want us to do the demo for you. But please, please communicate, record appropriately, and reach out to us if you need help. Thanks so much for watching today, and we'll be back with another demo soon.